Hey, what's going on, guys? NFL free agency is here, and it's been crazy so far. A lot of drama, a lot of signings, a lot of people moving around. Here are some highlights as of March 11th on this episode of... So I'm not going to really go over this in any rhyme or reason, so I'm just going to run down the list of some of the signings I think are interesting, talk about them, and maybe even give you a grade on what I think of it. So first up, we got the Buffalo Bills, and they traded for DJ Moore. Moore, of course, was a Chicago Bears wide receiver, one of the better Chicago Bears wide receivers. They acquired him for a second, and honestly, I think this is great. A+ Buffalo. You needed a receiver. You needed someone for Josh Allen to throw to in those key must-win situations, and you found that person in DJ Moore. Now, is he a top 10 best receiver in the league? Most likely not, but he's surely better than anything Buffalo has on the roster right now. Congratulations, Buffalo. Don't really see too many reasons to hate this signing. Next, we got the Dolphins. The Dolphins, after ditching Tua, have decided that the answer to their QB troubles is giving Malik Willis, who's coming off of a decent year with the Packers, a 3-year contract. Congratulations, Dolphins. This will either blow up in your face amazingly, or it might work out, but I guarantee you it's leaning the other way a lot. That team is flawed, that team is in trouble, and you're putting Malik Willis in there and seeing what will happen. As far as the deal goes, it's not that outrageous, but that deal signals you're going with him full time until you find something better in the draft, aren't you, Miami? And that's scary. So, what do I think of this? The signing, if it wasn't for the state of that roster, if this was a better built roster, maybe Malik Willis, I'd have a little more faith in him here. That roster is in trouble heading into the upcoming season. And I'm not sure this is the kind of environment a Malik Willis type quarterback would need to succeed in the NFL. I'm going to give this a C. Next, we got the Patriots, who signed Romeo Doubs. With Stephon Diggs leaving, they had to find someone, and they went the route of grabbing one of the million Packers receivers that are all at that wide receiver 2 level. It's not terrible. Honestly, I give this a B. I think Doubs, if he builds up some chemistry with Drake May, can be a number 1 potentially. But honestly, the fact the Packers didn't invest in him and bring him back kind of speaks to where they think his value is. And unless the Patriots find a way to develop him into that kind of true number 1 role, this is a good but not a great signing. Next, we got the Jets, who traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick. 1 year removed from being traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Miami Dolphins. Fitzpatrick has moved back north and now finds himself in Jersey. Honestly, I give this a B. I think Fitzpatrick's a fine player. I think he plays well for what he is. Will he save this Jets team? Obviously not. He's a defensive player. All the Jets' major issues are on offense, but he's a nice piece. He might have a good run in New York, but he's on the Jets, which means he's cursed. Next, we got the Baltimore Ravens, who signed Trey Hendrickson, a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL. A+ right there. Great job, Ravens. You brought in a great player for your team. All the Ravens fans should be really happy with this. Now, there's some drama here. Because a few days prior to signing Trey Hendrickson, they traded for Max Crosby. And it wasn't a little trade. It was 2 first kind of trade, which the Raiders sent Max Crosby to the Ravens in exchange for these picks, one first in 2026, one first in 2027. And the Raiders, now with their very much bigger cap space, went out and signed a lot of people. And then, in a physical, the Ravens should have known wouldn't look that good because guess what? Crosby got hurt to end the year, and he had surgery not too long ago. And at this physical, things went wrong. The Ravens discovered, to their horror, Max Crosby's hurt. He failed the physical. Oh my God, a man that was injured and recently had surgery failed a physical. Is anyone surprised? Is anyone really surprised? Well, the Ravens were. They backed out of the trade after they watched the Raiders sign like 10 people with the money that they would normally be paying Max Crosby. And now this is a situation. This is a conundrum. Can the Raiders actually hold on to any of the people they signed and still be able to pay everyone? Who knows? Will they just try and trade Max Crosby to a team that actually understands how injuries work? Who knows? Maybe they will. There was always risk in trading for Max Crosby. Next, you got the Steelers, who got Rico Dowdle and Michael Pittman. Both Dowdle's a B and Pittman's a B. They upgrade that offense. They make it better. Still don't know who the Steelers quarterback is, but whoever he is, he'll have a lot of stuff to work with. Next, we got the Texans getting David Montgomery and Reed Blankenship. Montgomery, no longer with the Lions, but he's guaranteed most likely to be the number one running back in that Texans team. And Reed Blankenship, a great bonus to their defense. Philly bled talent so far in free agency, and this is one of the biggest casualties of that. But for the Texans, I give Blankenship a B. I give Montgomery a B-. I'm not too happy with it. I think they could have got a better running back, like someone I'm about to talk about. And next we got the Kansas City Chiefs and Kenneth Walker. A+. Chiefs might be back in the Super Bowl. The one thing they were missing on offense, a running back who's good, a running back who can run over people and do things. And they got him in Kenneth Walker. Why? Why did other teams not put more out there for Kenneth Walker? He's a good running back. He was on the Seahawks. Did great things with the Seahawks. Yes, towards the end, he was sort of playing like that 50-50 role of Zach Charbonnet, but that was more of the Seattle scheme than anything really with Kenneth Walker. And now the Chiefs have a running back. And next, we got the Raiders. Nakobe Dean and Tyler Linderbaum. Both A+ in my opinion. Dean played great on the Eagles. This is another case of talent leaving the Eagles in this offseason. Not too big of a surprise. And Linderbaum, I feel like this is the petty move that got the Max Crosby trade reneged on. Because Tyler here, former Raven, and the Ravens wanted him back. The Raiders offered more. And now it might just be that the Ravens saw Tyler with the Raiders and said, oh my God, Max Crosby is causing us to lose out on this opportunity to bring back someone we could have signed before now. You know, contract extensions exist, Ravens. You don't have to wait until your free agent reaches free agency. You could have re-signed him or extended him when you still had him under contract. It's your own fault. Moving right along, we got the Dallas Cowboys getting Rashawn Gary. Does Jerry Jones like trading with the Green Bay Packers? Does Jerry Jones love Packers defensive players? Yes, on both counts. Because here's another one. Honestly, it's not terrible. I'll give it a B. I think Jerry might have an unhealthy obsession here, but nothing wrong with that. It's the NFL, after all, a world of unhealthy obsessions. Next, you've got the New York Giants and Isaiah Likely. There's not really a big surprise here. John Harbaugh went from the Ravens to the Giants, and so Likely followed him. and he got a good contract. He's a good tight end. Honestly, he was kind of underutilized with the Ravens, partially because he was sharing reps with Mark Andrews. So I'll give it a B-. It's not terrible. It's not great. Likely he's not a top 5 tight end, but honestly, he might make a name for himself in this offense with Jackson Dart as the quarterback and really only Malik Neighbors being a good receiver. Next, we got a weird one. It's not really that impactful, I don't think, for the next season, but it's just hilarious. And it's the Atlanta Falcons and Tua. Oh, Tua. You got let go by the Miami Dolphins and you sign a vet minimum contract with the Atlanta Falcons. Staying in the South, I see. The irony is I think Tua's better off on the Falcons than he was on the Dolphins. The Falcons roster is better by all accounts. Their offense has more going for it. Their defense has more going for it. We don't really know if he'll be the starter. I mean, Michael Penix is there, but he didn't really look all that great last year. To be fair, neither did Tua, but there's a chance there's a QB battle. There is a legitimate chance if the Falcons are being completely honest about Michael Penix. So I actually like this. I think this is an A. You get him at a vet minimum. There's not much risk there for the Falcons. So see what he can do. Next, we got the Panthers and Jalen Phillips. This is another case of Philly bleeding talent. Yes, I know Phillips wasn't a long tenured Eagle. He was only acquired last year by the Eagles via a trade, but him leaving and going to the Panthers, it's still consequential because he would have replaced, say, Nakobe Dean, who's now with the Raiders. And Phillips is good. He proved it with Philly last year. And now he's with the Panthers. Great signing. B+ for you, Carolina. Next, we got the New Orleans Saints and Travis Etienne. Etienne has left Jacksonville. Congratulations to all the fantasy managers who got Tootin in their dynasty leagues. Tim. It's crazy to think that Travis Etienne is now with the New Orleans Saints because the Saints, not really a team I'd expect to be in the market for running backs. I know Kamara is aging, but I didn't really expect them to go for Etienne. But here we are. And Etienne's a good running back. He can do a lot of things decently well. I think he'll fit in there, especially with a team that's rebuilding and trying to figure out what it's going to be moving forward. The one thing that concerns me a little bit with this, and it's why I'm going to give it probably a C+, right around there, I'm not really sure if that offense will function well until they find the right quarterback. Next, we got the LA Rams, who traded for Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs. A+. Cornerback was the biggest weakness of the Rams. Not a surprise there. And kind of happy they finally addressed it. McDuffie, great when he was on the Chiefs. Hopefully he doesn't fall off. I don't think he will. The Chiefs, they get a good haul of draft picks from the Rams for this. And the Rams upgrade their secondary. And everyone should be happy. And finally, the 49ers getting Mike Evans. Mike Evans, big surprise here, he's on the 49ers now. Why is he on the 49ers? Well, because reasons. He's finally left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and he's gone out west. And okay, I understand Mike Evans, great receiver, really good. Had that streak of 1,000-yard seasons that unfortunately got broken this past season. But San Fran. No, I don't mean to criticize, but you had one of the most injury-riddled seasons of all time this past season. Everyone was hurt. You're known for this. You're known for having seasons where everyone gets hurt. So your ingenious plan was to bring someone in who's been hurt somewhat frequently recently. That's your plan? Now, if he stays healthy, power to you. But this guy, Mike Evans, he got hurt last year. We'll see how this turns out, buddy, but that gets a B- from me. So with that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe down below, comment what you think, and I'll see you next time.